All right, kids, let's talk about something that's kind of a bone of contention in our industry. This is a 71 Chevelle. This paint job was done about 5 years ago. We didn't do it. We've done a bunch of work to this car over the years, but this paint job, while it looks pretty good right now from the front, I'm gonna point out some things that happened when this guy got his car painted that we don't do in order to get these things to last a long time. And this is really why paint and body work costs what it costs. You know, at our shop, the only way we do paint and body work is we go all the way. We completely disassemble the car, we take it down to bare metal, we put it on a rotisserie. The rotisserie is there to make our work faster. It's not a rotisserie restoration. We don't care about that stuff. It's not, you know, it's not paramount to what we do. It just makes the process easier. But we get a lot of requests from people for paint jobs. You know, I don't think that people really know what they're getting into when we're doing this stuff. But what I want to do is show you that when you spend good money on good work, it pays off and it lasts. So again, I said this car was painted about 5 years ago. It looks pretty good, and the fitment on the panels is nice. And I know I talked to the customer about it. They replaced the roof, they replaced the quarter panel, and you know, it looks pretty good, but it's been 5 years, and the bottom of this door is full of rust bubbles. And that's just gonna keep getting bigger and bigger. And then we go to the back, and this quarter panel is full of rust bubbles. And this trunk is completely rusting out. In fact, it's here because we're gonna replace the trunk lid for the customer because every time he closes the trunk, it rains rust inside. It's falling apart. And right here, there's, you know, some filler and it's cracking and it's delaminating because of the rust. He's got rust dripping down on his bumper. This paint job was done 5 years ago. There's rust here. This is gonna rot out. He already has problems with leaks. You know, the trim's not installed correctly. Like, there's a host of things. There's something cracking back here. They didn't replace this molding. They just kind of, you know, polished it up. So when we talk about doing a complete paint job, it's not just about the paint. Spraying the paint's the easiest part of what we do. I spray the base coat and the clear coat. It's about 6-7 hours of work. It's all the work that happens before and after that matters. Plus, we're gonna replace the weather strip. We're gonna replace pieces of trim. We're gonna replace the taillight lenses and gaskets. You know, we're gonna paint the chassis. We're gonna paint underneath. This thing, it's all rusty underneath. They didn't do any of that stuff, and that's fine. We can do that for you, but we're still gonna take the car completely apart to paint. And with that process that we do, which is bare metal, we do our metal work and body work, we get it as close as we can. Yes, we're gonna put filler on your car. Some people call it Bondo, we call it filler. If you want us to completely metal work your car and not put any filler on it, that's a whole different story. But there's layers of products that we use to protect that metal. And with that, I'll give you a 25-year warranty on that paint job. You know, we start with an epoxy primer. We immediately follow that with a polyester primer. We hand sand the car, we get it straight, we get it true, we get the gaps right. We're putting the car together and taking it apart many, many times throughout the process. So this is an example of a paint job that has failed and is gonna continue to fail. And unfortunately, the customer, he paid real good money for this paint job. He paid $30,000 for this paint job. Now granted, they did some metal work, so you know that's not lost. But if he wants this thing to live forever, we're gonna have to go back into it and strip it down essentially. So we're helping him out with his trunk for now. And then maybe later on, we're gonna go the whole hog. We're also doing some other fun stuff to this car because we've rewired this car, put AC, put a new engine in it, you know, a bunch of other things. A great customer. So now I'll take you and show you some examples of our process and how we work and what happens with when we paint a car. So let's talk about another thing that's common in our paint and body process. It's the little things, honestly. And you know, we didn't paint this car. You know, the customer bought it. We've been doing some mechanical work here and there on it. He's kind of back for his second round of stuff, upgrades, but this is a good example. This car is painted Candy Brandywine. It's a pretty purple, and it's been recently painted, but like it's been touched up on this fender, and you can see And it's been touched up over here because there's some damage. And I'll show you why. And in the front. And it's because these are stock Chevelle hood hinges. Stock Chevelle worn out hood hinges. And right now I can wiggle this hood back and forth as I pull it up and it's dancing, right? So these hood hinges are so loose and so goofy that when you open and close the hood, it's not consistent. So what happened is when someone pulled that hood up at some point, it scratched the fender. When someone set the hood down, it scratched here. So we typically recommend upgrading to a billet hinge for your hood. And some people are like, oh my God, I don't want to spend $500 on hood hinges. Well, would you rather spend $500 on hood hinges or would you rather have it scratch your brand new paint? So it's a thing we gotta weigh, and we're always gonna make that recommendation. So we're in our sanding room, body room, whatever you want to call it, and we've got this 52 Studebaker pickup here. So this came to us and someone had started the work. They did blast it to bare metal. They got in a little over their head, so we took over. But, you know, this is an example of a paint job that's kind of in the, I don't know, I guess mid-beginning stages, where we've done a lot of work to this car and we're fitting up panels. We've had the front fenders on and off a bunch of times. It's sitting on the bare frame. We're doing an LS swap and suspension work on this one. But I have had Aiden, our body guy, on this truck for probably, he's been working solid 410-hour days on this car for about 6 weeks since it came in and we started this process. And that's one guy, you know, 40 hours a week for 6 weeks. He's been doing nothing but fitting, blocking. We've done some metal work. The car came, it wasn't actually that bad. Some of the metal work was done, but you know, just yesterday we filled some holes. We were straightening out some panels. The fenders on this bedside have been on and off about 7 or 8 times. They're pretty close. We're almost ready for that first stage of primer where we epoxy and then high build. These doors have actually been epoxied and high build and blocked. They're pretty close, but we're dialing everything in and getting it together. So, you know, if you think about what it costs and what the time involved is in this process, I mean, this car went to a blaster. Sometimes we take cars for acid dipping, which is a bit more of an expensive process, but you know, that alone, just disassembling it and taking it to the blaster is a bunch of hours of work and several $1,000s in, you know, the media blaster charges us. Plus we got to tow it back and forth. So this is a good example of something that's kind of in mid stage of work that, again, bare metal, right products on it, it's getting smooth, and it looks like there's a lot of filler on here, but this stuff is really, really thin, and this is the way it should look when it's in the midst of this process where you're seeing bare metal through it and you're seeing really thin areas. And what we're doing is we're just dialing this sucker in and getting it real close. Those layers of primer will get it even closer, and then we're ready to paint. Okay, so on the Scout here, this thing's been painted and finished, right? All the body panels are mounted, the frame's been painted, there's new body mounts, everything's fit and gapped, everything opens and closes real nice. We're on a mechanical assembly, so we're, again, doing an LS swap in this one. We're doing some fancy suspension wheels and tires, but this is an example of a car that's done. It's laser straight, you can look down these panels, it's shiny, it's pretty, there's no real flaws in this paintwork. And again, it's not about, like, this isn't a show truck. This is going to be something that gets driven on a regular basis and is, you know, it's just a good paint job. It's a good quality job. This thing was stripped down to bare metal, blasted, you know, surprisingly for a Scout, very little rust, but it did require some metal work, body work done, you know, through those layers of process that we're doing on that Studebaker pickup. And, you know, one thing you'll notice, Miles can come around the back here and I'll open up the door. One of the things we do to really protect this job is we spray this urethane coating inside, underneath, in the fender wells. It looks nice, but it'll stop any moisture, any rust, any of that stuff. So that's part of our process is we want the underneath and everything to be just as protected, the inside to be just as protected, even though we're gonna probably put some sound deader material in here and carpet and things like that. But, you know, and all the hardware has been cleaned up and, you know, it all has been lubed and it works nice. You know, the door latches, the doors on this thing close like they should, right? So that's the extra mile that we go to do a quality job. And then here's another example of something that's kind of in the middle of its process, right? And this looks dull, it's dusty, it's been sitting a while. Part of that is we're letting this paint shrink after we've wet sanded it. So we did base coat, clear coat. There is 5 coats of clear coat on this car. It has been wet sanded by hand from 800 grit all the way up to 3000 grit. And then now it's gonna get polished, which takes a compound, then a polish, then a final polish. And again, all that work is done by hand. And it's not because we want to show quality finish on this car. I mean, this car is probably on the higher end of what we do, but no matter how good your booth is, how clean you are, there's gonna be flaws in the paint. You know, I sprayed the paint on this car. There's a few little runs. There's gonna be a little bit of dust and hairs and things that we need to sand out. Plus we want to sand that orange peel out, which is just the natural way when the paint comes out of the gun and the air. You know, even if you look at a brand new car, it's got a little bit of a texture to it. On these cars, we sand all that out and then we polish it. And it's not because we want to show quality finish, it's because we're taking away small little imperfections and it's just the way we do it. So here's another one that's in the shop, this 72 Blazer, and customer just bought it at auction. And the paint looks pretty good, but when I was inspecting this car, I was pouring around it, I started seeing things failing already. Just little minor things, and his door gaps are pretty horrible. The driver door doesn't lock because the door gap's so bad. You know, it needs some further adjustment and things like that because this car was obviously built to go to an auction, look really good on stage, get people to spend big money on it, but it wasn't necessarily done right. And you know, maybe in 5 years, this ends up like that Chevelle, you know, where we've got Bondo cracking, we've got, you know, things failing because it wasn't prepped right and wasn't done right. So even though it looks great right now, it doesn't mean it's gonna last forever. Okay, so another part of the cost of a paint job is the materials cost. I mean, when I was a kid, I think you could probably paint a car for a couple $100 in paint, right? These days, the products have gotten way more advanced. Frankly, they're a lot better, but they're also a lot more expensive. So this is our base coat mixing bank, and we can mix pretty much any color we want here, but the base coat itself costs real money. You know, depending on the color, it can be, you know, several $1,000s of the cost of the paint job. And then we've got to put clear coat on top of that. So if I look in my cabinet here, you know, there's probably about $50,000 worth of product here, right? This clear coat, when I mix a quart of it, it's like $300-400, you know? And then we go in here and we talk about all our consumables that we use. You know, we've got sandpaper, we've got, you know, fillers, we've got, you know, all kinds of stuff that we use to do this work. This stuff, at the end of the day, most jobs we're using probably around $10,000 to $12,000 worth of, you know, primer, filler, consumables, base coat, clear coat. You've got your wet sandpaper, you've got your buffing pads, your compound, all that stuff. I mean, the compound we use costs like $100 for a little bottle of it, you know, and we use probably about half or 3/4 of a bottle on a job. So, you know, that's part of the cost. And then you factor in, we're going to put new weather strip on, right? That might cost a couple $1,000s for a Chevelle to do quality weather stripping. For something like the Rolls Royce we're building, which is weird, that stuff might cost, you know, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 because we've got to order it from England and it's a 70s Rolls Royce, and frankly, Rolls Royce can charge what they want to charge. We got to factor all those things in when we talk about doing a paint job. And then, you know, the worst thing is for us to put fancy paint on a car and then put a bunch of grungy trim and, you know, cracked tail light lenses and stuff, because now all of a sudden that stuff sticks out like a boo-boo on the tip of your nose, you know? So, you know, that is part of that totality of costs. So what does a paint job cost? The answer is that it really depends on how much metal repair and rust and parts we need to buy. But average, I'm going to call it today in 2026, I'm going to say minimum 60 grand. You know, could go up to close to 100 grand. If we want show quality, we're going to go a little higher than that, because we're going to make all the things you don't necessarily pay attention to, like the door jambs and everything, really extremely well done, just like the outside. So that gives you an idea of what this stuff costs.